Latvala may well have still been on the road, but could not match the pace of the Citroens. The best he could manage was third at the end of the weekend. Meanwhile, Ken Block was another who learnt the hard way when a heavy landing ripped the suspension off his Fiesta, and he would go no further. Up at the front, Mikko Hirvonen couldn't give his home fans the result they wanted. Once again, he played second fiddle to Sebastian Loeb. The world champion had been supreme all weekend. On a rally traditionally dominated by the Scandinavians, Loeb made it win number 73 of his career.
It's always really special to win Finland because it's an incredible rally, very fast. The Finnish drivers are nearly unbeatable, but I've done it a few times now, so it's yeah, for sure it's great to win here.
So Seb pipped Mikko by just 6.1 seconds, with Latvala and Solberg closing out the top four. It was another good showing from privateer Mads Osberg, once again in the top five. And so to the first seal surface event of the year. It was a chance for the Finns to bounce back, but taking on Loeb on tarmac is a perilous task. Petter Solberg is the only other man to beat Sebastian on the black stuff since 2003. Despite showing incredible turns of speed and maturity throughout the year, the first man to feel the sting of the German roads was Evgeny Novikov.
Right zero shock and left zero shock.
The impact damaged his right rear suspension, and he left his mechanics with some serious work to do overnight. It was not much better for Petter Solberg. He lasted longer than Novikov, but learnt, not for the first time in his WRC career, that the tank-stopping Hinkelsteins also stop rally cars. Petter's challenge was over. At least Solberg's car was repairable in Germany. Martin Prokop's Fiesta suffered a much more fiery fate. Flailing rubber from a puncture eventually ignited and engulfed his car. Fortunately, both Martin and co-driver were well clear of any danger. With Solberg no longer in the running, Jari-Matti Latvala took the fight to Citroen once again. The Finn was flying on tarmac and demoted Mikko Hirvonen to third, but he quite simply couldn't match the pace of the tarmac master. For the 9th time, Sebastian Loeb flew towards victory in Germany and took 3 extra points for the power stage win. He'd done the double again, and the rewards tasted sweet. Such was the dominance of Loeb, his winning margin 2 minutes over Jari-Matti Latvala, while former WRC star Chris Atkinson took 5th, driving for Mini Team Portugal. With an unprecedented 74th win, Loeb was now on an incredible 199 points, 54 ahead of his teammate Mikko Hirvonen. He was now the only man able to stop Seb taking the driver's title. Citroen were also looking unstoppable at the top of the manufacturer's leaderboard. The Ford team were now 123 points behind. After the break, we'll bring you all the action from the final 4 rounds of the championship, where Sebastian Loeb's fortunes take an unexpected turn for the worse. See you in a few moments.
Hello, I'm Petter Solberg. Cruise I Rally Cameroon. Yeah.
Round 10 of the World Rally Championship brought the teams and drivers to Wales Rally GB. This was Solberg territory. The Norwegian had previously dominated on these roads 4 times, and he was out to make it 5. His campaign began well. Petter stormed into an early lead ahead of his teammate. The Ford boys were back on the pace. Eventually, though, Latvala took the advantage from Solberg and pinned his name at the top of the timesheets. The Finn was flying, still desperately seeking the win that had eluded him since round 2 in Sweden. Further back, the battle was raging for 6th place between Evgeny Novikov and Oyt Tanak. Sadly for the Estonian, suspension failure sealed his fate, and he was out. Up at the business end, Sebastian Loeb had passed Solberg for 2nd position, and it looked like no one could hold him back. Except, however, for Jari-Matti Latvala. The Finn ended his 7 winless rally drought and slammed a factory Ford back on the top step of the podium. His final winning margin over Loeb, 27.8 seconds, with Solberg just 0.9 of a second further back in third. Meanwhile, Mads Østberg outpaced Hirvonen for fourth. As the teams and drivers arrived in the Alsace for Rallye de France, after a decade in the sport, Sebastian Loeb had something to say.
I want to change. I want to try something different. For sure, I'm still in the fight for the title again this year, and I think I'm not too old and I'm still competitive, but on another way. If I want to find a new challenge or something different, it's also important to do it before you are too old to be competitive.
While the rally world was digesting the news that Loeb's full-time WRC career would come to a close at the end of 2012, there was still a rally and still a championship to be won. Loeb could do both on home soil in the Alsace. He stepped up to the mark and took the early rally lead. After his win on Wales Rally GB, Latvala had a renewed confidence in himself and in his car. It showed the Finn was taking the fight to Loeb, while Mikko Hirvonen could only hang on for third. Not so lucky for Petter Solberg in perhaps the most extravagant off of the year. Petter went off the road on stage 9 and got lost in the vineyards before finally felling an electricity pole. Up at the front, all eyes were on the son of Citroën and the son of the Alsace. Loeb took the rally victory and confirmed his 9th Drivers' Championship.
Sebastian Loeb, it probably doesn't get any more special. 9 times World Rally Champion and in your home ground again.
Yes, it's incredible. A rally victory championship again, so it's really incredible. All these people is wonderful.
What a weekend it had been for Sebastian Loeb, announcing his retirement, claiming the rally win and his 9th driver's title, all on home soil in front of his adoring fans. There it is, confirmation that Seb took an unassailable lead on the rest of the WRC field in France. 9 in a row, a record unlikely ever to be beaten. And it was a double celebration for Citroën. The team wrapped up the manufacturer's title for the 5th consecutive year in the Alsace. Both championships may well have been decided, but no one was easing off. Rally Italia Sardinia was to be the most bruising of the year. No one saw it coming, but 2012 world champion Sebastian Loeb was the first name on the retirement list. He was soon followed by Thierry Neuville. The Belgian hurt his hand as a result of this roll, and his weekend was over. Latvala beached his Fiesta on a concrete post while Solberg broke his suspension, which left one factory car in the running, and it was Mikko Hirvonen who claimed the top spot. Sardinia marked Mikko's first victory in Citroën colours and confirmed his position as runner-up in the Drivers' Championship. A great result too for Evgeny Novikov, while Oyt Tanak took his first ever WRC podium in third. So to the final round, the RACC Rally d'Espagne, and the fight was on for third in the championship. Petter Solberg ruled himself out of the running early on. Both he and Neuville hit the same pothole, retiring them both on stage 2. That left Mads Østberg fighting with Jari-Matti Latvala. Østberg took the early lead, but began to struggle on the tarmac roads on day 2. This spin cost him over a minute, and he had to settle for 4th at the end of the weekend. Meanwhile, Latvala, who had by now confirmed his move from Ford to Volkswagen for 2013, was battling with Sebastian Loeb for the lead. Despite a last-minute surge to close the gap, he couldn't overcome the Citroën star for victory, but the runner-up spot in Spain was enough to secure 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. Up at the front, Sebastian Loeb bowed gracefully out of a full-time WRC career with win number 76. Sebastian took the win by 7 seconds from Latvala, with Mikko Hirvonen a distant third. A stunning 6th place for Craig Breen in the SWRC car secured the Super 2000 class honours. Loeb ended 2012 with 9 wins from a possible 13. He finished his year on 270 points, with Hirvonen, Latvala, Osberg, Solberg and Novikov rounding out the top 6. The manufacturer's title race ended with Citroën 144 points clear of Ford, with the M Sport team 3rd and Adapter in 4th. The futures never looked brighter. VW and Hyundai are back. As we say, Sebastian Loeb, 2012 World Rally Champion. Until next year, it's goodbye.